Welcome back to another trading video. Today I'm just going to be breaking down like two trades that I took on Friday. One was a 2% loss and the other one was a 10% win. Just a disclaimer, you can look at my profits that I'm going to be showing on my Instagram. I always post my profits in my stories. I normally don't post like breakdowns like on posts, but I do sometimes, like you see here. Like these are all my trades. But every trade that I took every single day will be on my Instagram stories right here. Every time I go in a trade, it will be posted here, and every time I go out of the trade, it will be posted here. Winners, losses, everything. So these two trades that I took were pretty basic concepts, and it's not that hard to follow. And yes, these are indicators for smart money, not made by smart money. I don't know who the fuck made them, but yeah, like don't come at me and be like there's a lot of people coming on my Instagram DMs going, oh yeah, you use indicators for smart money. Yeah, like shut the fuck up, okay? Using indicators is helping someone, like smart money is basically the concept of being smarter than somebody else in the markets. Like, okay, that's not the entire concept, but yeah, that's some point to it. So using indicators can help you see something that you couldn't see with a blind eye or just price action alone. But when I started this Friday, I basically just looked at I tried to find a trend direction, and by the way, I only use the 1 minute time frame on US30. I don't use other time frames because it's just a lot of noise when it comes to trading. So just stick to one time frame and you'll get good at it. So when I came to the charts, I noticed that we are failing to make new highs. So we have a resistance over here that kept failing every single time. Now let me just, like, every time a resistance form, price struggles to break out of it. Like you look at here, a resistance, price couldn't break out of it. A resistance formed here, price couldn't break out of it. A resistance formed here, price couldn't break out of it. Even here, down below, even this is like a minor resistance. Price didn't. This is not a supply zone, by the way. This is not demand supply. I'm talking about resistance. So every time a new resistance forms, price fail to break out of it. Even here, you get immediate reaction to the downside. But on the other hand, with supports, when the support is formed, price breaks it. Like look here, a support is formed, price can break it. You can look at this impulsive support, price breaks it. You can look at this support, price broke it. So every time the supports form, price broke the support. So this just tells me that there's more momentum to the downside. So with that in mind, I always try to look, so I didn't look for continuation trades. So I didn't take this one right here because this isn't a continuation. A continuation trade for me is one bearish candle followed by another bearish candle, or an example this. So it's a bullish candle, like an impulse candle, almost like something right here that's broken with momentum and engulfed. So this one didn't work out, but this isn't a valid trade because this is like a an extension trade, like a expansion kind of thing. Basically what I'm trying to say is you don't want to be in this mess right here because price already moved a lot before this impulsive candle. So I'm just going to remove these. So the loss happened, and it happened. There's nothing you can do about this. So this loss right here, basically I could have done something differently because when I took this trade on my broker feed on MetaTrader, this candle didn't close like this. It closed a doji, something like this. So on my broker, I should have realized, okay, you know what, maybe like the currency.com chart is just lagging a little bit, but if this closed a doji right here, I wouldn't have taken this trade. But unfortunately, I was greedy on my broker and I just took the sell anyway, and I got stopped out like instantly. But that didn't discourage me from taking another trade, because also something that I forgot to mention was where the liquidity lied. Now even before we had this touch down here, I had this like liquidity line over here where I wanted price to come to, and price did. It reacted on this like trend line type of thing. I just call this is not a trend line, this is a liquidity line that I call it, because price is building up liquidity on these zones here, and there's a high probability, if my direction is right, which it was by the way, price is going to come down to these liquidity zones, and it broke it. So this trade was just a fuck up on my part because I was greedy. I should have followed my broker's feed at this point, because you can always look at price differently in the broker. You know, usually price moves with the broker from IC markets, but on IC markets this closed the doji for me. So this was it. I just waited for another trade to happen, and when we had these two candles, I didn't take a trade on this candle because we were close to this like resistance turn support. So I wasn't confident enough to take this trade because we were far away from the resistance, from the support, and we didn't have enough momentum to break through this little, like, I would also say this is like a, if you are a break and retest trader, this would have been like a break and retest, right? You broke, you retest, and then you continue. So I wasn't confident in this candle alone for this trade, but we had that bullish candle and then we had that bearish candle. So this to me tells that the buy side liquidity is starting to die out, because now we have this buy side liquidity and it immediately got rejected down towards the support. So whenever you have like trades like this, I call this a impulse trade. So you have this bullish candle and then you have that bearish candle go into a support. So this just tells me that there's momentum, even more momentum to the downside. So now we broke the bullish candle, we are at a support, and we have this liquidity that we need to go down to. So if you just wanted a quick scalp, you could have traded this liquidity line right here, and that's like a 1 to 3 risk reward. Usually I do take 1 to 3 risk reward trades, but this was a Friday and it was NFP day, so I just moved my take profit to a 1 to 5, which did get hit. So fundamentally I was bearish because of NFP. We failed to break highs, we failed to break new resistance, and technically I was also bearish because every time a support forms we broke it. So I just rode the momentum of the NFP trades, and yeah, it worked out pretty good. And by the way, this is the London session. So like I said, if you want to see my profits, just follow my Instagram. I will post every time I take a trade. It's going to be in my stories. It's going to be on my story, sorry. And usually I will post like trades like this. Yeah, and you can see a lot of indicators and live trades. So yeah, just follow my Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, and I'll see you guys in a later video.